Hi everyone. I just wanted to introduce myself on Canvas. So my name is Mr. Barnett. I'll be your Bible and history teacher this year. If you're lucky, I'll be your Connect teacher too. Then we'll get extra time to get to know each other. So a little about me is I'm super geeky. I love all things like Marvel, anything to do with superheroes or anything like that. You'll see when you enter my room. They're like literally posters everywhere. So I love that. I love Star Wars, and I just love being outside. I'm kind of a mix because I'm pretty athletic, so I love playing a bunch of different sports. But also, I enjoy reading, and I read a lot of books. So just different things like that make me happy too. I have a wife and 3 girls, and even my 2 dogs are girls too. And I like to be crazy, I like to be fun in my classroom, and so here's a video of me braving the great unknown when my daughters, all 3 of them, were needing immunization shots. So I took them all to the doctor at the same time, and this is how we were acting 2.5 hours later. So there you go. Not really sure why it took 2.5 hours to just go get some shots, but that was a very interesting experience. As far about where I grew up and things like that, I grew up in Shelby County, which is not very far away from the school. I went to Shelby County High School before there were 2 high schools in Shelby County. Then I went to Kentucky Christian University for my Bible degree, and I actually have 2 degrees from the University of Cumberland's, one in teaching and one in school counseling. I know that there's a lot of uncertainty about tomorrow, how everything's gonna go, and things like that. And honestly, me and the other teachers and I we were kind of all in a similar place where we were just really stressed out. And Mr. Matthews, he's our assistant principal. He has a great way of talking, and he talked about rocks of all things, all right? And he just laid it out that this rock is just gonna stay and be, no matter what happens, it's just gonna stay firm. And this year, our promise to you all is that we're gonna stay firm no matter what that looks like. And he encouraged us to go out and pray after all this happened, and he spoke, and I just took my rock and I walked outside, and there's actually a pretty cool place where there's a pond on campus, and I just sat and I prayed, and I prayed for all of you all, and I prayed for the school, and I just prayed that God will move in great ways through this whole circumstance. And actually, he also said to write something on the rock. And I actually wrote something from Jeremiah 1:5, which I think is backwards for you guys, but it says Jeremiah 1:5. And on the front of the rock, it says, "Before I created you, I knew you." And that's God talking to Jeremiah about the plans that he has for Jeremiah before he was even born. And even though I'm not Jeremiah, that's reassuring that I know that God also did that for each and every one of us. And so that's going to be kind of my motto this year. My go-to is just that God knew me before I was even me, before I was even born. And he chose me for specific times such as these. And I'm gonna keep that rock in my pocket all year long. And you guys can check me on that every day if you watch this and you're like, "Mr. Barnett, where's your rock?" And I'll show you. Because if I'm going to model, if I want you guys to act a certain way, if I want you guys to believe a certain thing, that God knows you and he chose you and he has you even in all this, then I should model that in the way that I'm thinking, in the way I'm acting, in the way I'm talking. So I just encourage you to be ready for whatever comes, that God is gonna be there through it all. And now you have a great group of teachers that'll be there with you, alongside you, as you go along. Can't wait to see you all. Hope you have a great evening. And if you watch this after the fact, I see you already, that's cool too. But I hope that this just gives you insight into me.